Hi, and a very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. Just back from the job, and I just wanted to share an idea with you. And it's something you might have come across before. It's an old idea, it's an ancient concept that people very rarely fail to live up to our expectations of them. Have you heard that before? It's an interesting insight into the way that our judgments, our attitudes, and our behaviors can have a direct impact on other people's behavior. If we set very low expectations, if our judgment's fairly negative, it's amazing how we communicate that low level of expectation with the intonation, the way we speak, not just the choice of words. And this is a very interesting subject just to touch on today, because as you develop a deeper, closer awareness of how your thoughts and feelings are infiltrating out into the fabric of the world around you, you may become more aware that your personal choice of thoughts and feelings are having quite a profound impact on the world around you, particularly in terms of the quality of your relationships. I know we're all conditioned to respond with knee-jerk reactions. We jump to conclusions. We assume so much about people, usually based on our own prejudices and the flimsiest of evidence. But if we can override those knee-jerk reactions and learn to become a little bit more aware of how our thoughts and feelings are shaping our perception, we might come to some very different conclusions about the nature of the world and the people around us. Here's a fact. Your conscious mind is only picking up about 40 bits of data per second, give or take. The unconscious mind is detecting around 40 million bits of data per second. The difference is too enormous to imagine. But the real question is, how does your mind select from those 40 million bits of data the 40 items of information that it uses to determine how the world works? That's the clue. We've got a filtration system in our brains that takes out almost all of the information around us and hones in a very narrow spectrum of the data that's available. But those filters are influenced by how we feel. In many ways, they're driven by our emotional framework. If you make a slight adjustment to how you feel, if you deliberately choose to be more positive, more uplifting and supportive, that's going to have an impact on the way that your filters choose the kind of data that manages to make its way through to your conscious mind. It's a fascinating subject. I'll touch on it again because I know that it's something that you want to discuss and think about. But the way that your mind is impacting your perception of reality is a huge advantage that allows you to choose how you are picking up all sorts of information and ignoring the rest. Take a more positive attitude or positive thoughts and feelings, and you will have a direct impact on where your mind is filtering the vast field of information that's flowing around you. And it will start to pick up a more positive, more supportive data, which will support your emotional framework. It's a powerful way for you to interpret reality. The information is already out there. It's just a question of how we detect it and pick it up with our conscious minds. Let me know what you think about this. It's quite a controversial subject. It's not a new idea. It's been around forever. But I'd love to get feedback from you about how you respond to this particular challenge of how we can influence our thoughts and feelings to determine how we perceive the world around us. In the meantime, I'm going to go for a shower, and I'd love to wish you a wonderful weekend.